clamor from some APC leaders. President Muhammadu Buhari today met with some APC governors in what looks like the president intervening in a crisis rocking the ruling APC. And Osage Ize-Iyamu today emerges winner in the APC governorship primary held across the state. Hello everyone and welcome to the program. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimaloye in Lagos. The crisis rocking the APC has gotten to a fever pitch, and it appears there is going to be some presidential intervention. So today, governors of Plateau State, Jigawa, and Kebbi State met at a closed-door meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari. After the meeting, the Kebbi State governor and chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Atiku Bagudo, says the court cases and dissenting voices in the party is a testament to the true democratic nature of the party.
Discuss with him as our party leader, as the leader that millions of Nigerians trust, to discuss party issues and the position of the progressive governors to support all steps to unify and bring about peaceful resolution in our party, the All Progressive Congress. Young people expressing their view by demonstrating, members of the party challenging in court processes show that people are free to express their view. And dissent is not suppressed. What is important is that all will be taken on board in arriving at a conclusion that will be to the satisfaction of most party members and indeed Nigerians. With the level of detail he has about all what is happening and the number of people he has listened to and heard, I believe whatever needs to be done, including the possibility of calling any organ of the party that is necessary to the resolution of lingering issues, will be done immediately. And let me again warn that in a party is never a perfect assembly. There will always be issues, and that is why we talk.
Well, we will discuss more on the issues of the crisis rocking the APC. But let's get to some other stories that we're following for you on our political roundup.
Some members of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, from different states have staged a peaceful protest at the APC Secretariat against members of the party's National Working Committee, demanding their resignation. The protest was led by a former governorship aspirant from Benue State, Okwoko Ogenyi. The protesters also called on the President, the Nigeria Governors Forum, and the party leaders in the National Assembly to take appropriate action to prevent the party from collapse. The Federal High Court sitting in Benin City, the Edo State capital, has adjourned till July 6, 2020 to hear applications and the main suit in the matter filed by APC members Kenneth Asekome and Matthew Idorikewe. They are seeking to stop the party from going ahead with the direct primary method for the Edo governorship election. The defendants are the All Progressives Congress, APC, Adams Oshomole, the Independent National Electoral Commission, and the Inspector General of Police. The spokesperson of the Coalition of United Political Parties, Mr. Ikenga Ugochinyere, has pleaded not guilty to a 4-count charge bordering on defaming Speaker Femi Gbadabiamila and the entire House of Representatives. In the charge read to the defendant at the Chief Magistrate Court in Wuse District, the prosecution claims Mr. Ugochinyere, on May 4, 2020, conspired with others at large to commit an offense of defamation. That's when he accused the Speaker of the House of Representatives, along with Pascal Obi and the entire House of Representatives, of collecting $10 million in order to pass the infectious disease bill. The court had restrained the IGP and DSS from arresting or detaining him in any manner, pending the determination of the motion on notice. The Deputy Governor of Ondo State, Agbola Ajayi, has officially joined the PDP. He was received into the party by leaders of the party, led by the National Chairman, Uche Secondus. Speaking at the program held at the party secretariat in Akure, Uche Secondus noted that Mr. Ajayi's return to the PDP is an act of God.
And I believe that God is behind it. Your defection from APC to PDP is an act of God.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. So let's get to it. Tonight, what has been a controversial one has been the issue of the leadership crisis in the APC, which, of course, dovetail into the conversation around what happened to the governorship primary that should be conducted or was conducted today. So after all said and done, Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu has been declared winner of the All Progressives Congress APC governorship primary. Today, he polled 27,838 votes ahead of Pius Odubu, who had 3,776 votes, and Osaro Obaze with 2,724 votes. Announcing the results in Benin City, the Edo State capital, the chairman of the election committee and governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, commended the party officials for a well-organized exercise. And the outcome of the primary, Pastor Ize-Iyamu says the election will set the tone for reconciliation in the APC. Well, let's tell you that the factional acting national chairman of the APC, Mr. Victor Giadam, has written to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, saying the Edo APC governorship primary was not approved by him. In the letter dated June the 18th and received by the electoral umpire, Mr. Giadam notes that the exercise which took place today had been postponed. He asked INEC not to monitor the exercise or provide support for the committee conducting the primary election in Edo State. Mr. Giadam said a new date for the primary would be communicated to the commission. So tonight, we will be speaking to the man who has emerged as the candidate of the APC. What Mr. Giadam is contesting that was not approved by him. Mr. Giadam is insisting that he is indeed the acting national chairman of the APC. Earlier today, I spoke with him on the telephone. Take a listen to his own side of the story.
That my humble self as the acting national chairman is unaware of the conduct of the primary election in Edo State.
So are you saying that what has been done today is does not have a locus and is non-binding and is illegal, or what exactly?
I assure for speaking for real. I don't know what has been done because I have not been communicated with any result of what has been done in Edo State. So I don't know what has been done as of this hour, speaking to you.
But I understand if you say that you are the acting national chairman of the APC. Last week, you were suspended by the APC in Rivers State, your home state. And as the last information we have is that Mr. Bogos is being appointed in your replacement by the and inaugurated by the NWC.
Officers are elected, not appointed. And nobody can be appointed into an elected office to lead our party. The Constitution is very clear. Everybody who wants to serve as a leader of this party must pass through a democratically elected election. And if it is that of the National Executive Council or the National Working Committee, it must be through the National Convention. And if it is of the state executive council, then the state congress. Nobody, and I emphasize nobody, is a member of the National Working Committee without of this party.
Are you aware, sir, that there is a high court in River State that gave an order that you should not parade yourself as the acting national chairman?
So you know that there was an earlier order in the FCT High Court, order that was given on the 16th and also reinforced on the about 19th of this month. That order is subsisting, and you cannot, the High Court in Port Harcourt cannot stand as an appeal to the court in Abuja. They are all courts of coordinate jurisdiction. What they ought to have done is to proceed to the Court of Appeal to vacate that order, and then they have what they've done is contempt, and I don't want to join issues with them. I hope that they will realize themselves and be remorseful and do the right thing. They have the right to go to the Court of Appeals to set aside that order, so that that will be agreed by everybody.
So where does the party go from here? It seems to me now that there seems to be.
There have been very high proof of rascality in this party for so long a time, and the solution to all this is a call for a NEC meeting. The NEC meeting should be able to put everybody to proper perspective. Like I did said much earlier, I wrote to the president asking that there should be a NEC meeting, which was supposed to be held on the 17th of March, and was put off. I still insist that the only solution to the situation we find ourselves is to call for a NEC meeting.
So you heard him there, Mr. Victor Ogiadom, who was written to INEC today about what has happened in Edo State. But let's speak with the man who has gotten the ticket of the party today from the exercise conducted. By the way, it was a direct primary, which means that it's an all-comers affairs as long as you're a member of the party. Tonight I have joining me from our Benin studio, Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu. Thank you so much and congratulations on your victory today, Pastor Ize-Iyamu, as emerging as a candidate of the APC in Edo State ahead of the election. Congratulations, and perhaps let's begin the conversation with what a lot of people are worried about. A lot of your supporters may be worried that there are loads and loads of court cases hanging over your head. With all of these, don't you think that this may come to haunt you at the end of the day before you go into the election in September? I do believe that you perhaps. Okay, let me get a question again to you, Mr. Ize-Iyamu. My question is that there's been these court orders here and there. Are you worried that all of these court cases hanging over your head, wouldn't they come haunting you before the election in September?
Hello.
Please go ahead. I guess we're having some issues with connections there. Let's take a break. But when we come back, we will talk with Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu, who is now having with him the ticket of the APC. We'll be asking him questions about what next for him. Join us again, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's get back to the conversation now. Apologies for that glitch in the communication with Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu, who is our guest from our Benin studio. It's today emerged as a candidate of the APC. It appears it was some kind of formality, according to the governor of Imo State, Opus Odima, who said that apparently the two other aspirants had stepped down. But my first question would be: there are a series of court cases hanging over your head in this case. With all of this, are you concerned that this may come haunting you before the governorship election in September?
Okay, well, Sheun, let me Thank you for inviting me and congratulating me on the nomination today. With regards to your question, you will know too that there have been so many apprehensions in the past, and we've always resolved them. When God is involved in a project, obstacles become testimonies. And I have no doubt that the court cases you are talking about would sort themselves out in a manner that would even surprise you. What is important is that we have moved on. Today, people thought that with the COVID-19 regulation and the threats that were coming from the state government, it would be impossible for us to have our primaries. But I'm sure from the report you have gotten from the people in the field, they would have told you that it was extremely peaceful, well done, and we obeyed the regulation, ensured that there was no time we had more than 20 persons in place. That would tell you the level of organization and discipline in the APC. And I can assure you that with the nomination exercise now closed, we'll be able to reorganize, reconcile members, and we are set for the election. I have no doubt that we have gone through the worst period, and things are going to get brighter and brighter.
Let me get your view quickly on what you heard Mr. Victor Giadam say there. He wrote to INEC today saying that what has happened in Edo today as regarding the primary, which birthed your emergence as the candidate, is nullity.
Well, I don't even really want to comment too much on it. All I can tell you is that when the final results were being collated, the REC for Edo State was present. Monitoring officers from Abuja, they were there. That would tell you that Abuja itself sanctioned what happened in Edo. They were there, they saw for themselves, and they were very satisfied. Whatever games anybody is playing in Abuja will not in any way change what has happened. And we are very satisfied with the cooperation we have received from the relevant agencies.
You were, about 4 years ago, you were the candidate of the People's Democratic Party. You ran against the candidate of the APC, who is the governor of Edo State, who was moved to the PDP. In the light of that, the voters in Edo State, especially your supporters, how do you hope to win them over? Those you left in the PDP and those are with you in the APC. The kind of confusion that may be on their minds of the man who was a former PDP candidate and now the APC candidate.
Well, the situation is a bit funny in the sense that, yes, it's true, I was the PDP candidate 4 years ago, and now I'm the APC candidate. The present governor, Godwin Obaseki, was the APC candidate. One is not sure right now whether it will be the PDP candidate. But assuming it even becomes one, there's a lot of difference. A lot of people support me not because I'm governor, not because I'm in government, but because they know me, they believe in the agenda that I stand for. So I have a lot of followers who believe that if I'm governor, that Edo State will be better. For what I'm seeing right now, a lot of the people who even want to follow the present governor into PDP are more or less being cajoled. I have radio messages that they have sent to people trying to force political appointees to follow them into the party they are going to. How long will those people follow them? They can follow them, but on election day, how do you force them to vote for you? So for me, the difference is very clear. A lot of the people that supported me before still support me. In fact, many of those you call who are still in PDP were just skeptical. They thought that it would be very difficult for me to get the nomination in APC. But from the onset, I knew that it was God directing me, and I've been vindicated by what God has done. If you see the peace that prevailed over the primaries today, you will know that it's not ordinary. And I'm optimistic that I would even get more votes this time, and I will win overwhelmingly.
Because you are a pastor, the last time we had a conversation, you told our viewers that you're an ordained pastor of the Redeemed Church. But you, in a couple of moments, you've mentioned God in this conversation today. You said God ordered your steps. Did God tell you that you're going to be governor of Edo State in part of the conversation you had with God?
Well, I'm telling you that I have a very close relationship with God. I have an intimate relationship with God, and I'm very proud of it. There's nothing I do without seeking His face. And when the option came to leave the PDP and go back to the APC, of course, I had to seek the face of God. I had to pray about it, and God gave me peace. And I also consulted with men of God I have a lot of respect for, and they urged me to take that step. So I'm very confident that everything I'm doing right now has the blessing of God. And like I said, when God is with you, you will see obstacles becoming testimonies. And the journey so far, all the obstacles that have come my way have actually become testimonies. And I'm confident that God will see me through to the election. And by the time we do the election, September 19th, I'm very confident I will win. I remember, I don't know whether it was your program, but I told you that for me, that the primaries will be done a day after my birthday. My birthday was yesterday. I said to me, that's a divine coincidence, and I believe that it's a birthday gift. And really, it has become a birthday gift. September 19th, too, will also be another blessing from God, and I'm very confident I will win overwhelmingly.
You're saying that you have the blessings of God, but you've not told me whether or not God has told you if you become the governor of Edo State or whether you will emerge this time around. But do you have the blessings of Mr. Adams Oshiomhole, whom some people have referred to as your godfather? Who is it to you now? Your political godfather?
The only godfather that I have is God. I'm sure that is obvious to you. Adams Oshiomhole is the national chairman of the party. I have immense respect for him. And the other leaders. Adams Oshiomhole was not in Edo today, and yet I won the 18 local government. So we have mutual respect for each other, and I will not disrespect him because anybody wants to insult him. All I can tell you is that I'm well grounded in Edo. People know me. I've lived there all my life, and they believe in me. And they want somebody that understands their problem and is able to solve them. I'm sincere, I'm focused, and I have a clear-cut agenda of what I want to do. That's what I'm standing, and I believe that on the basis of that, I will win the election overwhelmingly. I don't need any godfather to win.
Okay, so you're trying to resolve. So without Mr. Oshiomhole, you can win this election.
Oshiomhole is important. You cannot say with somebody who has been governor for 8 years. Of course, it's important, but I'm also letting you know that there are so many others who are important. And when you come to the brass tack, we have 2,627 polling units in Edo. Adams Oshiomhole will vote only in one. I will vote only in one. So I need individuals and leaders who would also help me win the other units. No matter what we do, at the end of the day, there are people that must mobilize people in their various units. So it's more complex than one person just doing it for you. Of course, I cannot say he has no role to play. He has a role to play. When he was governor, he did a couple of things in many places, and those people are grateful to him, and so they will listen to him. But at the same time, there are also others who you might not know who are very, very strong in their communities, and in their wards, who would also be useful to me. As of today, I believe that I'm well connected to them. They trust me. They believe in me. And, on the basis of that, I'm very confident I will win the election.
Let's close this conversation, Pastor Ize-Iyamu, on this note. Your former political party, the PDP, had come out to react to your emergence today. And this is what they said. They said, Ize-Iyamu is not matched to any of our aspirants. Would you like to react to that? Should, for example, Governor Obaseki emerge as the candidate of the PDP, are you a match for him?
I'm no longer in PDP, so it's okay if they say what they want to say. But what I'm sure you would also realize is that 4 years ago I was there, and all the aspirants that contested against me, I beat all of them, and I became the candidate. And the result I scored is the best result they've ever had, for a long time. So you don't expect them to begin to pay me compliments, but I'll tell you that those who know are petrified that with my emergence, the possibility of PDP being in government is almost non-existent.
Pastor Ize-Iyamu, should you not win this time around, would this be your final bus stop?
I can assure you that I would win. Well, like I said, I told you I listen to God. It's God that directs my step. But be rest assured that September 19th, you will be the first to congratulate me. I will win the election. Be rest assured of that.
Pastor Osage Ize-Iyamu, the APC governorship candidate in Edo State. Many thanks indeed for your time tonight and your thoughts. And congratulations once again. That's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Akimbaloye. Bye-bye.